I hope you're having a great day. Well, we spoke about the benefits of intermittent fasting and the benefits of dry fasting for the longest time. And as people across the globe have continued to do this, not just now, over the last couple of years, months, 5 years, 10 years, we only have more and more powerful testimonials pouring in from every corner of the world. Whether intermittent fasting has helped them overcome their autoimmune disorders, whether it's helped them overcome their gut issues, their hair, their skin. For some people, they found that they were losing weight more effectively. For some people, they found their immune functions boosted. Most people found that their appetites got better, and caffeine and stimulant cravings, sugar cravings and carb cravings all seem to get better. Well, you see, intermittent fasting works differently for everyone. Now, the whole point of today's video is to share with you intermittent fasting as a tool which costs no money. All you need is a little bit of common sense, and all you need is to get into action mode to try and see if intermittent fasting suits you. It doesn't have to suit everyone. That's why it doesn't come under the category of a fad diet, although a lot of people try to make it a fad diet and tell people, hey, you need to do it for 16 hours, you need to do it for 18 hours. How do they know how much your body needs in terms of fasting and building? Only your body can tell you that. For some people, it could be 12, some people 14, some people 18. So whenever human beings take a concept which is natural and they try to put rigid rules around it, that gets categorized as a fad, and that's what you want to stay far away from. Today we have thousands of people across the globe who get the same benefits of intermittent fasting, whether someone's doing it for 18 hours or they're doing it for 12 or 14, because every human being is unique and individual. Everyone's digestive system works differently, absorption power works differently, everything's different. So intermittent fasting for you, your own body will tell you how many hours is the perfect frame of fasting for you and building for you. Now, whether you're working a corporate job, whether you're working night shifts, whether you're a pilot, you're an air hostess, you're a purser, whatever your profession is, the beauty of this is intermittent fasting can be fitted into your life in a very comfortable way when you try it. When you have all these fad diets to tell you what to eat at what particular time, what juice to make at a particular time, it becomes difficult when your profession doesn't allow you to do that, which is why we go back to the basics of what the human body really needs. One of the biggest problems we have today is most people are eating more calories than they require, okay, in the form of snacks, in the form of different foods and all of that stuff. If we want to live longer with less inflammation in our body, to live longer, we need less chronic inflammation. If we want to reduce chronic inflammation in the human body, we need to eat less. That doesn't mean you starve yourself. That doesn't mean you deprive yourself. It just means that you don't eat calories which are unnecessary for the human body to function. If your body needs an X amount of calories, you give it X amount of calories, you'll be absolutely fine. That's why we don't get into calorie counting. Because today, if you're on a 2,000 calorie plan, okay, tomorrow, if your lifestyle is more sedentary, the 2,000 calories is inaccurate. Tomorrow, if you overtrain or you really train a lot, your 2,000 calories will be insufficient for you, which is why we want to get human beings back to being mindful day on day, hour by hour. You know when to eat, what to eat, at what time to eat, because your body tells you that. No nutritionist, no doctor, no one tells you that except in certain circumstances where there could be a medical issue. Other than that, you listen to your body. In fact, most of our diabetics, type 2 diabetics from around the world who have reversed their diabetes, they started understanding their fluctuations in their own sugar levels, and they started eating according to what they felt was right for their sugar levels. And over time, they started reducing insulin, getting off insulin, eventually getting off meds, and they've reversed their diabetes completely. Because no one knows you better than your own body. So if you listen to your body will tell you. Coming back to intermittent fasting, okay, this is something that everyone can do. If you're a beginner, you may want to start off with 12 hours. That's simple. Finish your dinner by 8 in the evening or 7 in the evening or 6 in the evening, and 12 hours later, wake up to a good breakfast. If you're not hungry in the morning, extend it by 1 hour. That may become 13 hours. Extend it by 2, 14, 15, 16. The moment you're physically hungry, not emotionally hungry, physically hungry, that means your fast is over. Your body is now asking you for food. And that's your building phase. You start eating. You break your fast with water, with a little bit of fruit or dates, and then you slowly start incorporating your food into the building phase. That's exactly how simple it is to fast. But if you started comparing yourself to your friends and then doing 18 and 21, you just start making it a fad diet, and at some point you'll find yourself forcing yourself through the fast. Anything that you need to force into the human body doesn't work well for you. So it's very, very simple. Start doing this across all ages. And you don't want to force your children to do that. But if you really look and you're following the right cycle of bringing up your children in a healthy and holistic way, you will find that they automatically intermittent fast. Once they finish breastfeeding, they're back onto their own meals. A child is supposed to sleep by 7:30 or even earlier, and they're supposed to get 12 hours of good sleep, which means they are already fasting and they wake up to a good breakfast. So you see, they are already doing it. But if you're keeping your child up till 10, 11 in the night and they get up early in the morning, number one, you're depriving them of sleep. Number two is you're not allowing a natural fasting cycle to happen in them. In that fasting cycle, your child is growing, repairing, there's brain function happening, there's brain formation happening, and all of this magic until we human beings decide that, oh, my child needs to eat again, and we start force feeding our children to eat at a time when they should be sleeping. So it's very important that you keep the rhythm of sleep for your children as well as yourself intact as far as you can. So you break your fast, and in the building phase, you eat. You start eating your foods. There's got to be balance in your foods. There's got to be carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Depending on your weight loss goals, depending on your current weight, you can decide to go low carb, high fat, high protein. That's dependent on you. But the building phase means you eat. You make sure you get all your groups of foods, your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, your nuts, your seeds, and your lean protein, whether it's from veg, non-veg, or your dairy if you're not vegan. That's how simple it is. If you want to make it a fad diet, then people are going to tell you to start calculating this and all of these things. There are days sometimes where you may not be able to fast. Follow your body. Eat. You don't have to make it. A fad keeps you within rigid outlines and rigid guidelines. But when you listen to your body, there'll be days that you're not hungry. And if you're doing 14 hours, you may do 18 or 19 hours. That means your body is still okay in the fasting period. So if you're doing intermittent fasting, don't make it a fad. A lot of people say, I'm fasting, but I'm doing bulletproof coffee in my fast. I'm doing lemon water and green tea in my fast. You are not fasting. If you don't want to fast, don't fast, but don't do it the wrong way, because doing it the wrong way is extremely harmful for you. Extremely harmful for you. It's common sense again. No one puts coffee, which is a stimulant high in caffeine, highly acidic, into a body which is trying to clean itself, which is fasting mode. That is common sense. You don't need anything beyond that to decide that you're doing the wrong thing. It's a different thing. You're addicted to your coffee and you need to have it, then have your coffee and just don't fast. But don't make fasting into a fad where it starts harming your body. It's as simple as that. So start off with a few hours and move on and listen to your body. Your body will tell you when enough is enough. Do you need to do it every day? That's your choice. You don't have to do it every day. Some people do it twice a week. Some people do it twice every 15 days. It's really up to you and how good it makes you feel. But do not force yourself and push yourself so you start feeling psychologically deprived and have all of these issues. Then you're not fasting. You're messing up your health. So it's extremely important to understand, because when you intermittent fast, a lot of behaviors in your life automatically change. You start eating earlier, you stop eating late outside food, you start respecting your sleep cycles, because intermittent fasting has the ability of improving the quality of your sleep as well. Your cravings for junk and processed and all of that stuff goes down. Why? Because a clean body craves clean food. A toxic body craves toxic food, which is your processed and ultra-processed food. So you're literally resetting your body, your mind, your entire physical self when you intermittent fast. Now you have workouts in place. You plan your workouts according to your fast, and all of that is up to you. You know, you need to figure that out. You need to figure out what lifestyle changes you need to make. If you can't intermittent fast, just don't do it if it doesn't suit your schedule. Do it once a week if you want. But the whole idea is don't make it a fad. Most people reach out, Luke, I fasted for like a month and I didn't lose weight. Wrong. You didn't lose weight and you will not lose weight, because intermittent fasting is not a weight loss diet. It's not a weight loss plan. Yes, when people do it the right way, they don't lose weight. They burn a lot of fat. They lose inches. Their shapes change completely. Their lean muscle grows. Because when you intermittent fast, you're improving your metabolism, you're cleaning your system, you're less acidic. These are all the things that are required to lose weight. So all the people out there who use intermittent fasting as a tool to lose weight, you can keep on struggling with that. First, change your mindset. Do intermittent fasting to reset your entire system. And then you'll find that your health gets better. Remember, a healthy body has no reason why it should carry excess weight. Only an unhealthy body will carry stubborn excessive weight because of a hormonal imbalance, wrong nutrition, overeating, undereating, overexercising, undereating, underexercise, lack of activity, a sedentary lifestyle, oversleeping, undersleeping, lack of recovery. These are the reasons why people do not lose weight. So intermittent fasting will reset your system. When your system is reset, you will find that stubborn weight slowly falls off your body. Your hair gets better, your skin gets better, your energy levels get better, your hormones start balancing better and better. Now, of course, if you have a medical issue, you have kidney problems and whatever and stuff like that, you need to understand it. You need to make an informed decision with your medical professional, whether it's good for you, bad for you, or whatever it is. Do it under supervision, do it with help. But understand that it is built in us. The mechanism of fasting is built into our genes. It's built into our DNA. You go back 100 plus years ago, there was something called the feasting and fasting. Famine, where people didn't have food, and feasting when you ate the food that you had, and people lived just fine. So you have to understand the science of intermittent fasting. Number one, do not make it a fad. Your body doesn't care whether it is 16, 18, 21 hours or 14 hours. All it cares about is whether you respect the fasting phase and you respect the building phase. It is as simple as that. And if you try to diet in your building phase, your intermittent fasting is actually going to cripple your metabolism. It's going to harm you, and you're going to have malnourishment at some point because you're dieting and depriving yourself of certain macro and micronutrients in your building phase. Teach this to your parents. Teach this to everyone. Just that word fasting is very negative when people hear it. They think deprivation, they think starvation, but when you explain it to them, it has nothing to do with that. There is no deprivation, there is no starvation in intermittent fasting. A lot of people also say, oh, I'm fruit fasting today. There's no such thing as fruit fasting. In fact, if you fruit fast and you have only fruits throughout the day, you're going to have bigger problems with your gut, your microbiome, fructose malabsorption, a lot of bloating, and a lot of that stuff. Understand that a fast means no food. Simple. No food, intermittent fast, and water is allowed. If you're dry fasting, no food and no water. If you can do it the right way. If you can't do it, maybe it doesn't suit you, just don't do it. But don't abuse it and don't make it a fad. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.